Can you believe how much we're getting ripped off with these products? I just bought a bag of chips, and it's like half the size it used to be for the same price.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's called shrinkflation. Did you know that the average size of snacks has decreased by about 20% over the last decade?
That's ridiculous. It's like they're playing a trick on us. I feel cheated every time I go shopping.
Totally get it. Companies are banking on the fact that most people won't notice these subtle changes in packaging or sizes.
I just read that some brands even changed the shape of packaging to make it look like you're getting more. How is that legal?
It's definitely a gray area. But, according to a recent study, 85% of consumers say they've noticed shrinkflation but often feel powerless to do anything about it.
Exactly. It feels like we're stuck in a cycle of getting less for more. It's infuriating.
And it's not just snacks. Everything from laundry detergent to cereal has been affected. It's a widespread issue.
Ugh, I wish companies would just be honest about it. I'd rather pay a fair price than feel tricked.
I hear you. It's about transparency. Maybe we should start a campaign or something to raise awareness.
They're not wrong. Companies have mastered the art of giving you less while charging the same or more. Welcome to Shrinkflation. Let's break down how they do it, why it's happening, and most importantly, how you can fight back.
Picture this. You're standing in the grocery store, holding a chocolate bar that feels suspiciously lighter. You check the label like it's an ex's text message, thinking, didn't this used to be bigger? Spoiler alert, it did. And no, you don't need glasses or a time machine. Welcome to the not-so-wonderful world of shrinkflation, where companies have become masters of the disappearing act. Same price, less product, and a whole lot of frustration for you. That chocolate bar got smaller, but trust me, corporate bonuses didn't. But wait, they say, it's inflation. It's supply chain issues. It's the moon's fault. Sure, because the phases of the moon totally explain why your bag of chips is now 80% air. Let's be honest, no one's yacht is shrinking, just your portion sizes. But here's the thing, companies know raising prices outright would spark outrage. So instead, they bet on you not noticing when your cereal box quietly loses a few ounces. And you know what? It's working. But not anymore, because today, we're pulling back the curtain on this sneaky tactic. Shrinkflation isn't just annoying, it's an insult wrapped in shiny packaging. And if we're paying full price for 80% of a product, it's time we talk about it. So grab that snack, what's left of it, and let's dive into how companies are secretly charging you more. All right, now that you've noticed your chocolate bar went on a diet without telling you, let's break down what shrinkflation actually is and why it matters. Shrinkflation is when companies reduce the size or quantity of a product but keep the price the same. It's like ordering a large pizza and getting a medium with extra crust. And the best part? Companies act like nothing happened, hoping you won't notice that your ice cream tub mysteriously lost a few scoops. But why should you care? Because shrinkflation quietly chips away at your purchasing power. One day, it's your favorite cereal box, trimming a couple of ounces. Next, it's your shampoo bottle running out faster than usual. Over time, these little cuts add up, and not in your favor. And no, this isn't new. Companies have played this game for decades, but lately, it's become their favorite trick, thanks to rising costs and inflation. Instead of raising prices and risking a customer revolt, they opt for the stealthy route, giving you less and crossing their fingers that you won't notice. So next time you feel like your groceries are getting lighter, trust your gut. It's not paranoia. It's just shrinkflation at work. And don't worry, we're just getting started. There's plenty more to uncover. Imagine you're a CEO faced with rising costs. Raw materials, wages, shipping. It's all going up. Now, you could raise prices, but that's risky. Customers notice price hikes, and no one likes backlash. But what if you just made the product a little smaller? It's subtle, it's quiet, and most people won't notice right away. That's why companies love shrinkflation. It protects their profits without the drama of a price increase. And let's be honest, it's not personal, it's business. But when your bag of chips is mostly air, it sure feels personal. Here's where it gets clever. Most of us remember prices, not sizes. You know your favorite cereal costs $4.99, but do you remember if it used to be 18 ounces instead of 14? Probably not. And that's exactly what companies are counting on. But the frustrating part? Even when costs go down, products rarely go back to their original sizes. Why would they? If they've already trained you to accept less, there's no incentive to give you more. It's not a glitch in the system. It is the system. And while it makes sense from a business perspective, as a consumer, it's exhausting. But the more we understand why they do it, the better we can fight back. Ready to see how they hide it? Let's keep going. Let's call out some of the biggest offenders, shall we? Cereal boxes that used to feel hefty now feel like they're filled with air and disappointment. Ice cream tubs that once promised multiple servings now leave you scraping the bottom sooner than expected. And toilet paper? Let's just say, if you've noticed rolls running out faster, you're not imagining it. These changes didn't happen overnight. They're small, gradual cuts that companies hope go unnoticed. A few ounces here, a couple of sheets there, and suddenly, you're paying the same price for less product. Over time, that adds up, and not in your favor. And here's the kicker. While you're adjusting to smaller portions, these companies are celebrating bigger profits. It's frustrating, sure, but being aware is the first step to pushing back. Because once you start paying attention, you'll never look at grocery shopping the same way again. Shrinkflation might feel inevitable, but you're not powerless. Let's talk strategies. First, always check the net weight. Packaging can be deceptive, but numbers don't lie. If your favorite coffee used to be 16 ounces and now it's 14, you'll know. Next, compare unit prices. Those little numbers on the shelf tag tell you the price per ounce, liter, or sheet. It's an easy way to spot when a deal isn't actually a deal. Another trick? Take photos of your go-to products. It might feel silly, but when you have proof that your laundry detergent used to be bigger, you'll catch shrinkflation faster. Switching brands can also help. Store brands often maintain sizes longer than big-name competitors. And here's where warehouse clubs like Costco and Sam's Club come in. They offer bulk sizes that often remain consistent, giving you more bang for your buck. Many shoppers love these stores because they feel like a safe haven from shrinkflation, with larger packages and transparent pricing. Knowledge is your best defense. Companies hope you're too busy to notice, but once you start paying attention, you're already ahead of the game. Let's keep going and see what the future holds. Shrinkflation feels like an endless loop. But will it ever end? Real talk? Probably not. As long as companies can trim products quietly without losing customers, they will. It's profitable. And let's be honest, most people don't have time to track product sizes. But there's a twist. Social media is changing the game. One viral post exposing a smaller chocolate bar or a lighter cereal box can snowball into a PR disaster. Companies are starting to feel the pressure. And while transparency laws are being discussed, we're not there yet. The truth? Shrinkflation is here for the long haul, but consumers are catching on. The more we talk about it, the harder it gets for companies to pull these tricks unnoticed. So, while we might not stop shrinkflation entirely, we can make companies sweat a little. And that's a win. At the end of the day, shrinkflation isn't just about smaller chocolate bars or fewer chips. It's one symptom of a bigger issue: inflation. As prices rise across the board, companies face higher costs and often pass them down to us in sneaky ways. Inflation affects everything, from the cost of raw materials to shipping to labor. And while shrinkflation feels subtle, its impact adds up, quietly eroding your purchasing power. If you're wondering how inflation works and why prices keep climbing, we've got you covered. Check out our video breaking down inflation in simple terms, and it doesn't stop there. Trade policies, like tariffs, can drive up costs for businesses, which trickles down to consumers. Want to understand how tariffs play into all of this? We've got a video on that too. Trust me, it's all connected. Now here's the good news. You're not powerless. Next time you're shopping, you'll notice the subtle weight differences, the tricky packaging, and the new look gimmicks. Your awareness is your best defense. Because while shrinkflation might be here to stay, being an informed consumer makes you harder to fool. And if we all stay sharp, maybe, just maybe, companies will think twice before shaving off those extra ounces. Until then, keep your eyes open, your receipts handy, and if you want to dive deeper, check out our videos on inflation and tariffs. The more you know, the harder it is for them to shrink your wallet.